Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue chapter 5, endomembrane system. The endomembrane system means the cells which are possessing the outermost covering plasma membrane and enclosing the cytoplasm and the nucleoplasm, or cytoplasm and the nucleus with a nucleoplasm. So cytoplasm of the cell also consisting of several cell organelles which are the membrane bound structures forming the endomembrane system of the cell and performing various biological functions in the cytoplasm of the cell. So today we are going to begin with chapter number 5, that is endomembrane system. So the endomembrane system comprises different cell organelles which are membrane bound structures and performing different functions in the cell, such as endoplasmic reticulum, then Golgi bodies, lysosomes, mitochondria, chloroplast, and so on. So these are the different cell organelles, membrane bound cell organelles, and performing their role in a different biological function of the cell, and thus forming the endomembrane system. So in this chapter we are going to study the three sub-points, or the membrane bound structures or the cell organelles, such as endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, and the lysosome. So first we'll continue with the first important cell organelle present in the cytoplasm of the cell, that is endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum, the meaning of the endoplasmic reticulum is quite clear. That is, it is occurring in the cytoplasm as a cytoplasmic structure and having a network. Reticulum means having a sort of network of the its components in the form of either cisternae or lamellae, then tubules and the vacuoles. So the network of endoplasmic reticulum, network of lamellae or the cisternae, these are the structural components of the endoplasmic reticulum which are occurring in the form of cisternae or lamellae stacked on one on another to form a stack of cisternae or lamellae, and these are interconnected with one another and enclosing a space or a cavity in a lamellae, possessing various type of proteins, enzymes, or the different biochemicals which are stored in the cavity of the lamellae or the cisternae, and thus the endoplasmic reticulum means cytoplasm possessing the membrane bound cell organelles forming a network, forming a complex network of the cisternae or lamellae which are arranged in a parallel manner or stacked one on another, and these are again interconnected with one another to form a network of lamellae or the cisternae, and thus the name is endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum is found in almost all animal and plant cells. So all eukaryotic cells, they are possessing endoplasmic reticulum. It is found in almost all animal cells and the plant cells except erythrocytes and the prokaryotes. Erythrocytes means RBCs and the prokaryotes means the prokaryotic cells or the prokaryotic organisms like bacteria, uh, which lack the endoplasmic reticulum. It is an interconnected network of membrane vesicles. As I have defined earlier the meaning of endoplasmic reticulum, so it is an interconnected network of membrane vesicles, or membrane vesicles are again of three types. that is cisternae or lamellae, then tubules and the vacuoles. Endoplasmic reticulum was first observed by Garnier, but its ultrastructure was first given by Porter, Claudy and Fulham. The term endoplasmic reticulum was given by Porter. The term endoplasmic reticulum to the ER was given by the Porter, and he stated that the endoplasmic reticulum is finely divided vascular system. According to the Porter, the endoplasmic reticulum is a finely divided vascular system, extending from the nucleus throughout the cytoplasm towards or to the margin of the cell. So, according to Porter, the endoplasmic reticulum is a finely divided vascular system or a system of channels in the form of stack of lamellae or the cisternae enclosing a cavity and different materials or the substances or proteins which are synthesized by the rough endoplasmic reticulum or certain other components, that is lipids or different type of hormones which are also produced by the either rough endoplasmic reticulum or smooth endoplasmic reticulum, together can be stored into the cavities of the lamellae or cisternae or tubules or the vacuoles, and thus it forms a finely divided vascular system, and it extends from the nucleus throughout the cytoplasm to the margin of the cell. So, the position of the endoplasmic reticulum lies just close or just outside to the nuclear membrane. So, it is in a close communication. Already we have explained the nuclear pore complexes. Uh, so nuclear pore complexes which are present in communication or close contact with the cisternae or the cavities of the lamellae of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which are situated just outside to the nuclear membrane. So it is extending from rough endoplasmic reticulum, extending from the nucleus throughout the cytoplasm to the margin or to the periphery of the cell. Then we'll explain the morphology of the endoplasmic reticulum. The first point, that is morphology. The endoplasmic reticulum comprises of a complex system or a network of cisternae, then tubules and the vesicles or vacuoles. So the ER is composed of endoplasmic reticulum is composed of complex system of cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. The cisternae are broad, flattened membrane. Cisternae or lamellae are broad, flattened membrane bound spaces. Cisternae are broad, flattened membrane-bound spaces. Membrane-bound spaces means enclosing space or a cavity. Membrane-bound spaces about 40 to 50 millimicron. The cisternae are broad, flattened membrane-bound spaces or lamellae enclosing the cavity or the space of about 40 to 50 millimicron thick, often arranged in a parallel stacks. Means the cisternae or lamellae, these are arranged in the form of lamellae enclosing the cavity or the space, and which are stacked one upon another, and again these are interconnected with one another. So it is a continuous cavity. From inner to the outer face of the cisternae or a lamellae of the endoplasmic reticulum, as the stack of lamellae enclosing the cavities and which are again connected with one another. So forming a network of lamellae arranged parallel to one another and are interconnected. So the cavity between the membranes of the lamellae is about 40 to 50 millimicron and often arranged in a parallel stack or a parallel manner. and they are interconnected with each other. They are interconnected with each other. Tubules are more diverse in their shapes. Tubules are more diverse in their shapes. Means these are the tubules and having branching, rebranching or branched structures. These are not like cisternae or lamellae, but are uh, arranged irregularly and having tubules may have branching but enclosing the cavities, fluid filled cavities, which is also containing number of biochemicals which has been synthesized by the either by the ribosomes or the rough endoplasmic reticulum and are stored into the tubules or the vesicles also. So the tubules are more diverse in their shapes, and these are in the form of branched structures than the cisternae. Their diameter ranges from 50 to 100 millimeter. The diameter of the diameter of the tubules is ranging from 50 to 100 millimeter. Then vesicles, the third type of components of the endoplasmic reticulum called as vesicles, which are round structures or they are having round shape and varies from 20 to 500 micron in a diameter. Three forms of the endoplasmic reticulum may appear in a single cell at the same time or may appear at different times during the cell cycle. So, we'll repeat the morphology of endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum comprises or composed of a complex system of cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. So, these are the three kind of structures which are differing structurally, having different shapes, and but are the part of endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum comprises a complex system of cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. Cisternae are broad flattened membrane bound spaces or the lamellae about 40 to 50 millimicron thick and often arranged in a parallel fashion or in a parallel stack arranged one on another, lamellae which are arranged one on another and they are interconnected with each other. Then tubules are somewhat diverse in their shape, having branched structures, their diameter ranging from 50 to 100 millimeter, and vesicles are third structures, that is vesicles are round structures, membrane bound structures, and varies from 20 to 500 micron in a diameter. And these are three forms, that is cisternae, tubules and the vesicles of the endoplasmic reticulum may appear or may present in a single cell at the same time or may appear at different times during the cell cycle. Then types of endoplasmic reticulum. Types of endoplasmic reticulum. There are two basic morphological types. There are two basic morphological types of the endoplasmic reticulum. Means there are two type of endoplasmic reticulum which differs structurally or morphologically. There are two basic morphological types of the endoplasmic reticulum such as the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or granular endoplasmic reticulum and having the granular or the dotted structures arranged on the surface of ER lamellae or cisternae. ER lamellae, endoplasmic reticulum, cisternae or lamellae possessing the dotted ribosomes or the studded dots of the ribosomes on the surface of the cisternae of the endoplasmic reticulum, and the surface thus appears to be rough and hence the name rough endoplasmic reticulum or a granular endoplasmic reticulum. The second type is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum or a granular endoplasmic reticulum. Means the dotted structures of the ribosomes or the ribosomes, studied structures or the dotted structures which are present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum and thus forming surface rough. But in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the ribosomes or the dotted structures, studied structures of the ribosomes are absent on the cisternae of endoplasmic reticulum, and thus surface of the endoplasmic reticulum becomes a granular or a smooth, and hence the name smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is so called because the membranes are covered with ribosomes, which give them a rough appearance, while the smooth endoplasmic reticulum membranes are not covered with ribosomes. The rough endoplasmic reticulum (RER) are extensively developed in the cells which actively synthesize proteins like enzymes or enzyme secreting cells, while smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is SER, is a characteristic of the cells in which synthesis of non-protein substances like phospholipids, glycolipids, and steroid hormones takes place. For example, adipose tissue cells, adrenocortical cells, and intestinal cells of the interstitial cells of the testes. So, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, the rough endoplasmic reticulum are extensively developed means the quantity or the size of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is larger, or there is a large quantity of rough endoplasmic reticulum present in the cells which are actively engaged in a synthesis of variety of proteins, that is different type of proteins or maybe the different type of enzymes. So, for example, the enzyme secreting cells, that is the gland cells, which are possessing large quantity of rough endoplasmic reticulum, while smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a characteristic of the cells in which synthesis of non-protein substances take place, such as phospholipids, glycolipids, and the steroid hormones, which are produced in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and thus the quantity of smooth endoplasmic reticulum or the smooth endoplasmic reticulum are well developed in the cells which are producing or synthesizing non-protein substances such as phospholipids, glycolipids, or the steroid hormones. For example, adipose tissue cells, adrenocortical cells, that is gland cells of, that is adrenal gland, that is adrenocortical cells, and the interstitial cells of the testes, which are possessing the larger quantity of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, while the enzyme gland cells or different type of gland cells, exocrine gland cells, which are secreting or producing or synthesizing different type of enzymes and the proteins, are possessing the large quantity of rough endoplasmic reticulum. So this is what the difference, structural difference of the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum as per their functions. Since the ribosomes are mainly responsible for the synthesis of the different type of proteins or enzymes and which are occurring onto the surface of cisternae of rough endoplasmic reticulum, and thus the rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the process of protein synthesis, that is different type of enzymes. All enzymes are proteins. So different type of enzymes or the proteins which are synthesized by different type of gland cells possessing well developed rough endoplasmic reticulum in their cytoplasm, while the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is well developed, very well developed, or the quantity of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is more or in a large quantity in the cytoplasm of the cells which are involved in the synthesis of non-protein substances such as phospholipids, glycolipids, or steroid hormones, Such type of cells are possessing uh, well developed smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this is what the difference between the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum depending upon their functions. So smooth endoplasmic reticulum is well developed in cells like adipose tissue cells, adrenocortical cells, and the interstitial cells of the testes, which are getting involved in the process of synthesis of different hormones or even different type of non-protein substances such as phospholipids or glycolipids. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a less stable than a rough endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a less stable than rough endoplasmic reticulum. The granular or rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in a process of protein synthesis, but the agranular or smooth endoplasmic reticulum has many functions other than protein synthesis. A large amount of rough ER, a large amount of rough endoplasmic reticulum is indicative of metabolically active cell. So, large amount whenever there is a large amount of rough endoplasmic reticulum present in the cell, indicating that the higher rate of metabolism in these cells or active cells, which are metabolically active cells. So, in case of metabolically active cells, the amount of rough ER is more. The endoplasmic reticulum membrane, the ER membrane, divides the cell into at least two compartments. The ER membrane divides the cell into at least two compartments: secretory products, pinocytic material, phagocytic material are found in the compartments enclosed by the membrane. So, the endoplasmic reticulum membrane, ER membranes of the cell, which divides and also getting involved in the formation of different membrane bound structures, that is the secretory products or secretory vesicles or pinocytic material or phagocytic material, which are found in the compartments enclosed by these membrane. Means whatever the components of the ER membrane or the similar membranes or the ER membranes are also used for the formation of either secretory vesicles or secretory granules or secretory vesicles or the products or pinocytic material or the phagocytic material, which are uh, received in the cytoplasm of the cells during the process of endocytosis, that is either pinocytosis or the phagocytosis, that is either during cell drinking or cell eating. So whenever the liquid or the solid components are taken into the cell through the plasma membrane, which are then acquired or which are then enclosed in a membrane bound structures either called as a pinocytic vesicles or phagocytic vesicles, enclosing the substances in the form of liquid or solid, which are um, transferred from the extracellular space into the cytoplasm of the cells, that will be then enclosed into a membrane bound structure called as pinocytic vesicles or phagocytic vesicles, and which are the secretory products uh, which can be enclosed by the ER membranes. So this is a diagram showing the types of endoplasmic reticulum. Now on left side we can see these are the lamellae, elongated membrane bound structures called as a cisternae. On the left side you can see these are the elongated structures representing cross section of the lamellae or the cisternae and possessing its external surface possessing the dotted structures of the ribosomes. So, in a diagram you can see the endoplasmic reticulum having cisternae. These are the elongated membrane bound spaces enclosing the cavity containing different substances, might be the proteins or the enzymes secreted by the ribosomes of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which are then stored into the cavity of the cisternae. So the first structure, that is which are lamellae or cisternae, but these are the cross sections. In a cross section, these are arranged parallel to one another, and these are connected to one another, forming a cisternae of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the difference is only the ribosomes are absent. So cisternae of rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum are same, are similar. Structurally, cisternae or lamellae of rough endoplasmic reticulum and then smooth endoplasmic reticulum are similar, except in a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are absent on the surface of the cisternae. And the location or the position of the rough endoplasmic reticulum usually lies close to the nuclear membrane, and just outside to which there are smooth endoplasmic reticulum or the cisternae of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, then comes tubules, and finally the vesicles. So this is what the sequence or the arrangement of the cisternae, tubules and the vesicles of rough endoplasmic reticulum, then followed by cisternae of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, then tubules, and then finally the vesicles enclosing the biochemicals or the proteins, enzymes, whatever are produced either by rough endoplasmic reticulum or smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which then passes towards the periphery of the cells so as to release them, so as to eliminate them, or so as to transfer them from the cell cytoplasm to the extracellular space or to the outside through the plasma membrane. So in a figure you can see cisternae, these are lamellae, elongated uh, planes or the lamellae or the membranes which are arranged parallel to one another enclosing the cavity and which are again interconnected with another. So the cisternae of the endoplasmic reticulum, when possessing dotted spots onto the surface of cisternae, then is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes on the surface of cisternae of smooth ER are absent. So in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are absent on the surface of the cisternae or lamellae. Then next comes the tubules, which are again just a tubular branched structures which are not having folding or lamellae or membrane bound lamellae, but these are the branched tubules. These are branched tubules also enclosing the cavity, having similar composition of the membrane with that of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And next to which are the vesicles. These are round structures which are supposed to be pinched off from either the cisternae of rough endoplasmic reticulum or smooth endoplasmic reticulum or the tubules of endoplasmic reticulum so as to form the vesicles and containing different enzymes or the proteins which are supposed to be then excitosed or released to the outside from the cell through the plasma membrane, and ultimately these vesicles will then pass or runs to the periphery, then will come in contact with the plasma membrane, from where can eliminate or discharge their proteins or enzymes or whatever the substances produced either by rough ER or smooth ER are then transported towards the periphery of the cells, from where these are discharged to the outside through the plasma membrane of the cells. So this is what the structure of endoplasmic reticulum, consisting of three type of components or structures, that is cisternae with ribosome or without ribosome, then tubules and the vesicles. Tubules are branched structures or the tubular structures, and vesicles are round structures with a variable size, enclosing the substances produced either by rough endoplasmic reticulum or a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. A modified form of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also called as a sarcoplasmic reticulum. So, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The modified form of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is called as a sarcoplasmic reticulum, and it is found in smooth muscles and the striated muscles. So, smooth muscles and the striated muscles are possessing a similar structures similar to the endoplasmic reticulum, that is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, are called as sarcoplasmic reticulum. The myeloid body in the pigment cells of the retina of the frog is modified smooth ER. The example of modified smooth ER, that is a myeloid body. Myeloid body in the pigment cells of the retina of the frog is modified smooth ER. It consists of number of tubules. Packed over one another. Myeloid bodies are light sensitive regions. Myeloid bodies are light sensitive regions in the cell of the eye and play an important role in a photoreception, that is a sense of vision or a sense of sight. Microsomes or microbodies are not the normal structural units of the cells. Microsomes or the microbodies. Microsomes or the microbodies are not the normal structural units of the cells. Microsomes or the microbodies are not usually found in these cells but represent the functional unit. The microsomes or the microbodies, which are not occurring commonly in the cells as the structural units but represent the functional unit. When cells are ground, or homogenized, the cell membrane breaks into the fragments. The fragments then round off. The fragments are the pieces of the membrane. After the homogenization of the cell, the fragments then round off to form the bodies called as microsomes, and they are generally the fragments of the endoplasmic reticulum. So, while homogenization or breaking down or grinding of the cells, when the cells are ground or homogenized, the cell membranes breaks into fragments and then will become a round structures, will round off and forming a bodies called as microsomes or the microbodies, and they are generally the fragments of endoplasmic reticulum. Under electron microscope, they appear as a membrane-bound vesicles with a size of 500 to 1000 degree angstrom unit in a diameter. 500 to 1000 angstrom unit in a diameter. So the membrane-bound vesicles, which are formed by the fragments of the ER membrane. So ER membrane fragments are the pieces of the ER membrane. They join to form a round vesicles called as microbodies, and having size varies from 500 to 1000 angstrom unit in a diameter. This fraction contains most of the RNA. This fraction means microsomes or the microbodies, which are formed by the fragments of the ER membrane containing mainly the RNA. Mainly contains RNA, 50 to 60% RNA of the cell. So these fractions, that is microsomes or the microbodies, enclosing the cavity, which are filled up with a RNA. So 50 to 60% RNA of the cell is enclosed or bound by means of the vesicles, membrane bound vesicles, which are formed by the fragments of ER membrane. This fraction contains the most of RNA, that is 50 to 60% RNA of the cell, and phospholipids of the cell, and shows that high rate of protein synthesis and shows high rate of protein synthesis than in a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So usually the rough endoplasmic reticulum, because of presence of ribosomes getting involved in the process of protein synthesis, and thus the membrane bound vesicles or the microbodies which are formed from the fragments of the membrane of the rough endoplasmic reticulum enclosing large quantity of RNA or ribosomes in them, while the phospholipids are also found in a larger quantity when the vesicles or the microbodies are formed by the fragments of smooth endoplasmic reticulum membrane enclosing phospholipids. Since the rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the process of protein synthesis and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the process of synthesis of phospholipids, glycolipids or steroid hormones, etc., are thus enclosed in the microsomes or the microbodies as they are derived from respective type of endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum membrane, when forms microbodies enclosing the proteins or enclosing the RNA, and the vesicles or the microbodies which are formed from the fragments or the membranes of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum usually enclose the phospholipids, and thus this indicates the cells which are showing high rate of protein synthesis in a cells with a larger quantity of endoplasmic reticulum, and the cells which are involved in a synthesis of non-protein substances possessing more quantity of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the microsomes or microbodies is a heterogeneous fraction. The microsome is a heterogeneous fraction or the bodies containing not only the endoplasmic reticulum but also containing Golgi membranes or ruptured plasma membrane and other cell fragments also. This fraction or these microsome or the microbodies which are derived from the ER membranes containing mainly RNA and the phospholipids of the cell and shows high rate of the protein synthesis than in a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The microsome or the microbodies is a heterogeneous fraction or the components derived from ERs containing not only the ER membrane but also containing membranes of Golgi bodies and ruptured membrane of the plasma membrane and other cell fragments also. The lipid content of microsomes, the lipid content of the microsome or the microbodies, the lipid content of microsomes or microbodies is estimated to be 30 to 50%. Means similar to the RNA, that is 50 to 60% RNA of the cell can be acquired into the membrane bound vesicles which are derived from the membrane of rough endoplasmic reticulum, forming the vesicles containing 50 to 60% RNA of the cell in a vesicles and also containing phospholipids, indicating the higher rate of protein synthesis in a cell. The lipid content of the microsomes are about 30 to 50%, of which 70% is phospholipid. 50 to 90% of the phospholipid content is in the form of lecithin and cephalin. The ER membrane has the typical three-layered unit membrane structure in some region, while in other region it may show a globular or micellar structure, and it thus appears to have a combination of triple layer and micellar structures. So, this indicates that the vesicles or the microbodies or the microsomes which are derived from either ER membranes may be of rough ER membrane or a smooth ER membrane, forming the microsomes or the microbodies, but enclosing the biochemicals which are derived or produced by either rough endoplasmic reticulum in the form of proteins or may possessing RNA of ribosomes of the rough ER membrane that are enclosed or stored into the microbodies which are derived from rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the microbodies which are derived from the membranes or the fragments of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum enclosing phospholipids, and the lipid contents of the microsomes or the microbodies is about 30 to 50%, and out of these 30 to 50% of the lipid contents, 70% are the phospholipids. 50 to 90% of the phospholipid content is in the form of lecithin and cephalin. The ER membrane has a typical three-layered unit membrane structure in some regions, while in other regions it may have a globular or micellar structure, and thus it appears to have a combination of triple layer or micellar structures. So this is what about the uh, structure and type, morphology, structure and composition, structure or the morphology of the endoplasmic reticulum, and the types of endoplasmic reticulum. So, with this, that is the explanation of endoplasmic reticulum, that is a morphology of endoplasmic reticulum, and the types of endoplasmic reticulum, that is rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, together with the account of their structural difference and the function. Today we'll stop here, and next time we'll explain the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So with this, today we'll stop here, and next time we'll explain the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Thank you.